How's it going, everybody? David Hedge here, House Hedge Gaming, and we are less than a week away from Gen Con 2024. So, this is the last Friday before the big event, and I wanted to take the opportunity, this last little bit of a respite before everything gets kicked off, to go over last minute news and notes that have come up over the past couple weeks and give you an idea of what I'm going to try to accomplish here on the channel while up at Indy. So, without any further ado, let's get started. Okay, first off, the big news that came out just last week, Gen Con is sold out. That's right, Gen Con 2024 is sold out. Last Friday on the 19th was the last chance you were able to get any badges for the event. There will not be any sold on site. All the 4-day badges sold out, the Friday badge and the Saturday badge. There were a limited number of Sunday and Thursday badges available, but if you didn't get them this past Friday, unfortunately, you are not able to get the Gen Con through purchasing a badge. However, there are still gaming companies that are looking for people to volunteer to help out to demo games, to be a GM, to work the sales booth, things of that nature. If you're on the Fans of Gen Con page, you can actually go through them. I'll also include a link below in the description of websites that you can go to see what companies are still needing volunteers during the best 4 days of gaming. So you can still attend Gen Con through that way, or you can watch the coverage here on YouTube through TikTok and Instagram and everywhere else, because there's going to be a plethora of people, including yours truly, that will be up there providing coverage from Gen Con. Now, if there's a game that you would like to see, and if I'm able to do it, please leave a comment down below, and I'll be more than happy to do it. I already have a list of a few games I want to check out for people, and I'll be more than happy to add to that list. And if I can get to them, I guarantee I will do my best to make sure that game gets featured right here on the channel. Okay, so at Gen Con 2024, Dungeons and Dragons is celebrating its 50th anniversary. And a big way they're doing that is to have the newest edition of the Player Handbook, a 50th anniversary edition, available for purchase 6 weeks before they go on the bookshelves and everything at the local game stores and stuff like that. And they are going to have them available at Lucas Oil Stadium to purchase. Now, the way they are doing it to help avoid what happened last year with Lorcana is that they are doing tickets to guarantee you a spot to go and pick up a book from the Lucas Oil Stadium area so you can purchase your player's handbook. Now, from what I've read, what's going to happen is that each morning around 7 a.m. that they're going to have these books available. You can purchase your ticket for free, and it'll be ready to go for it. Then you will go during a designated time and it could be throughout the day. There's like 2 or 3 different time frames you can go, and you can go purchase your book and be all set. Hopefully, this will avoid any long lines that the books can have for people wanting to get them, because this is a big deal. It's the 50th anniversary of D&D. If you're a huge fan of Dungeons and Dragons like myself, and if this is something you want to gift to add to your collection, this is definitely a good way to do it. I think Wizards and Hasbro and Gen Con have definitely done a great idea to do the tickets, and hopefully some of the other companies, when they have big releases like this that happen during Gen Con or just a convention in general, if they have the opportunity to do a ticketing system to get players in to purchase that product without causing such mass confusion or anything like that, or having people wait in long lines to get to a certain spot to purchase the product, I think that's a great idea. And hopefully this works, and we may see more of this in the future. Now, if you're looking for something to do before Gen Con starts, if you're in town early like I am, one thing you can check out is at the Bottle Works District, the Garage Food Hall, on Tuesday, July 30th from 6 to 9 p.m. It's the 2nd annual Game Night Social. Now, last year I attended the event and I was able to get a demo of a brand new game from WizKids. This year, they're returning to demo some games, as well as the Wise Wizard games, and several others. There'll be giveaways, and best of all, it's free. So if you have a chance to get there early and just want to dip your toes in before you go head deep and head first in the Gen Con, this is a good way to do it, and you get to meet some great people and have a fantastic time in a relaxed atmosphere before going into the main event of Gen Con. So think of it this way. In wrestling terms, this is a great dark match. before you go to the main event, the main card, which is Gen Con. And plus, if you're looking for something tasty, you're going to be at the Garage Food Hall. There's a lot of different places you can get food from. And trust me, as a big guy, I know my food. A lot of stuff they had looked pretty good. You may want to try it out. Now, every year at Gen Con, there are some vendors that are unable to make it due to one reason or another. Because there's so many different vendors that want to get to Gen Con, but there's only so many spots that they can fill. Now, some companies get grandfathered in because they've been there for so long. Other companies that get rotated out because they're new, but they want to give other companies a chance to get their mark in the gaming market as well. But this year, one of the big vendors that I've been used to seeing every year has been Rio Grande Games, which are the makers of Dominion, which is a long-lasting deck building game. They're not there this year. And this is a bit of an end of a era type deal to where they weren't able to get in. They haven't said the reason why, but they did post, unfortunately, they were not able to make it to Gen Con this year. And that's something that's going to be missed by a lot of people, because I remember seeing all like the towers of Dominion and all the other games they had coming out. And this year we won't see that from them. So hopefully they'll be back next year. But if they're able to, but I will say this, Dominion, one of those classic deck building games. I have played it, the base game and several expansions. Love playing the game. And hopefully they can get back next year and carry on with being there for Gen Con. Now, one thing that has actually come up in a lot of conversation is, will there be entertainers at Gen Con? Now, there usually are roaming entertainers, and they have been announced. They're listed in the description below. You can go to that link and check out everybody. But there is not a big entertainer like they've had every year. Now, there's a DJ that will be at the Gen Con dance, which is awesome, but there's no magic swords, there's no nerdy, there's nothing that major that I've seen that will be there at Gen Con. It might be because there's so many different musical options that will be around Indianapolis that weekend and that week, that maybe it might be one of those things where, hey, you got a chance to see so many different other acts that maybe they just decided not to have it this year at Gen Con. Who knows? But hopefully next year they'll have somebody major come back, do a separate concert, and have a great time. But until then, trust me, you got a lot of options for music, a lot of options for entertainment, and there's still going to be the roaming entertainment that will be around Gen Con as usual, providing a great atmosphere for all the players, both new and experienced, and I can't wait to see it. Now, last thing I want to talk about is the goals that I have for the channel at Gen Con. I'm going to check out everything I can. That's my goal. I have 2 new microphones, wireless mics, so I'm able to get some interviews with some companies. And there's a few games I really want to try and get a hold of and check them out, and maybe get with the creators, the companies that are with these games, to get a little bit more in-depth on what is a part of these games. So I'm going to try and get to see Slay the Spire from Contention Games, which is at booth 2211. It's a well talked about game. It's based off of a mobile game, and I can't wait to check it out in person. There is Cyber Pet Quest from Dead Alive Games at 2563. Full disclosure, I have a copy of their game, but I have not been able to do any type of video on it yet. What I would like to do is to do an interview with the people that make the game and be able to get a little bit more information about it. And hopefully they're able to do so. And if not, I'll still have the game I'll be doing a demo for later on down the line when I can. There is Evil Corp by Lobe Dejev, which is at 2435. And if I mispronounce that name, please let me know when I get there, and I'll be more than glad to correct it. But Evil Corp looks like a lot of fun, because I play the heel in wrestling, and it's Evil Corp. I get to run and have a bunch of minions. Like, it's going to be great. Then there's Flames of Fafnir from Lucky Duck Games. This one, I forgot to write down the booth number. My apologies on that. But Kickstarter's out right now, and this game is one of those where it's a physics game where you have a dragon that spits out fireballs, and you can take out walls and buildings and warriors and do all sorts of chaos. And the best thing of all, you're working as a cooperative unit, but if somebody gets close enough to the dragon, you can go, hey, I want to hit your ride. You get on the dragon, you shoot the fireballs, and you end up winning the game. I love it that they have like a slight betrayer mechanic in this one. Definitely check it out on Kickstarter if you haven't seen it. The link is in the description below. They by the time this video comes up, the Kickstarter may be done, but there'll be late pledges, so definitely check it out. Finally, there's a plethora of TCGs that are going to be happening this year at Gen Con as well, because we are in a renaissance of trading card games like it was back in the early 2000s. And I'm going to try and get a few of them here on the channel, check them out, and see what they all have going for them during the best 4 days in gaming. Well, time's almost here. So countdown's almost done to Gen Con 2024. And I want to just say a couple quick things at the end of this video. After going through all that stuff, and hopefully I didn't make this video too long, because all of us are getting ready to be prepared to go to Gen Con or go on our next adventure. But I just want to mention one to everyone that has checked out the videos, whether you found it through Google searches or here on YouTube, or through the Fans of Gen Con page, or through Facebook, or anywhere that I posted. Thank you all so much for checking out these videos over the past couple months. It's been a blast to do, and I've wanted to do at least one video every week for the past, I think at least since May, April or May, and I've been able to do that, and I'm glad I was able to, and just share in all the unboxings and playthroughs and tutorials and just random thoughts like I'm doing now. And I want to thank everybody for checking out those videos, for sharing them, for commenting, and just taking your time to listen to me talk. Because there's so many different content creators here on YouTube and through TikTok and Instagram and Snapchat and just everywhere else. And you take time to listen to me for a little bit. And I don't take that for granted at all. I appreciate it a whole lot. And it means a lot to me that you took time to check out my content. I thank you. For those that are going to Gen Con, if you see me around, say hi. If I can't have a full discussion with you, if I'm going to an event or if I'm going to something, have something planned, I'll be more than glad to at least stop, say hi, shake your hand. If you want a hug, I give great hugs. I'm a big cuddly teddy bear. If you want a fist bump, anything, I'll be more than glad to do it because I would love to meet as many people as I can. If you see me playing Commander, definitely stop by, say hi, and I would love for you to sign a card in my Merry and Pippin deck. I'm trying to get that one finished out with all sorts of autographs of people I've met at Gen Con. So hopefully this year I can get it filled out and it'll be good, and then I'll work on the next deck. But this year I'm going to try and finish out Merry and Pippin and have fun doing that, and probably lose a bunch of games of Commander, but at the same time have a blast. I just recently played a couple days ago with some friends of ours. I posted the pictures on the Facebook page, and if I can get the videos, I'll put the video up here on YouTube. I lost in the Commander game. I was playing House. I was at 3 life. I had both my opponents dead on the board, and our friend Lynn played a Lightning Helix and took me out.
No, this is like the equivalent of like the master plan is just the counter spell.
With this stuff tonight, I got screwed out with ultimate and dice throwing against Lightning Helix. I had you dead to right. I had a bunch of Flying Dragons. I had a call. And it comes to play, you're dead. And now I'm dead with a Lightning Helix. Fuck.
My wife, several years ago, when she first started playing Commander, took me out the Lightning Bolt. Now our friend takes me out Lightning Helix. Apparently, I'm a conductor of lightning. Just takes a long time to get from one place to another. That is what it is, but I love it. But yeah, if you see me, definitely say hi. I would love for you to sign a card. Also, I posted a picture on the Gen Con fan page and through the House Hedge Gaming page of our cat Knight sitting in the cat tree watching us play Dice Throne. Our cat Knight is a clingy little bugger, love her to death, and every time we do a game night or a game day, she has to be there. She has to have some sort of chair or something to where she can watch us play. Granted, some dice may fly off or some pieces may go somewhere, or she might get on the table and act like it's King of Tokyo and just take over Tokyo and take out all the other kaiju. But she's been our little gaming buddy, and she's been like our unofficial fur judge, and she's been an adorable little bugger. But it's been, this past year has been a journey. It's had its ups, it's had its downs, And when I've had my downs, a lot of you were there just checking in and everything. And that means the world to me. And I thank you all for that. And I can't wait to do all the things that I want to do at Gen Con, to cover as much as I can, and to just enjoy the best 4 days of gaming with my family and with all of you. But thank you all so much for checking out this video. If you like it, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and let everybody know that House Hedge Gaming is heading up to Gen Con 2024 in Indianapolis, Indiana, and we would love for you all to join us then. So until next time, my friends, until Gen Con, stay safe and take care.